What's up, guys? Swift here covering everything Chicago Bears related. Today I'm recapping episode 2 of HBO's Hard Knocks Training Camp edition with the Chicago Bears. Let's go ahead and get right into it. I thought this episode was better than the first one as it featured more behind the scenes looks into the Bears locker room and just more football. Caleb Williams is the absolute truth. Something happened on this week's version of Hard Knocks that a lot of fans might have overlooked or missed, but I thought it was the single most significant moment of the first 2 episodes of the show. Let me take you back to last week's preseason game versus the Buffalo Bills. Caleb Williams' final pass was a third down where he rolled out and threw the ball towards the back pylon of the end zone, just out of the reach of Romo Dunn. I talked about this play twice. I addressed it during my live stream of the game on Saturday, and then I circled back to it when I was doing a recap video of our victory. Both times I went out on a limb and said Caleb was trying to lead Romo Dunn to a spot. It looked like Rome misread it just a little bit, and the ball was out of his reach. But Caleb put the ball in a special spot where only Romo Dunn could get it. He's basically throwing the ball away, putting it in a spot where it's either incomplete or Rome can make a play on it. This is something that only special quarterbacks do. But without hearing from Caleb himself, it was purely just me speculating. However, during this week's episode of Hard Knocks, we got to hear Caleb go up to Romo Dunn right after the pass, and he told him basically exactly what I've been saying. He was throwing the ball away, basically just throwing it to a spot towards the back pylon where it was either an incomplete pass or Rome could go up, make a play on it for a touchdown. But he basically put it in a spot where it could not be intercepted. And this is something crucial that great quarterbacks do, especially on third downs in the red zone. Too many times, Bears quarterbacks turn the ball over in the red zone and cost us points. But Caleb did not do that, and this was his first action in preseason as a rookie. He's already tiers above what we've seen from Bears quarterbacks in the past. It's time to get excited, guys. He confirmed it with Odunze on the sideline, telling him exactly where he wanted Rome to go, and you got to see them communicating a little bit more. Their connection is going to be special. But there was more with Caleb as well. Another really cool moment was when Ryan Poles and Ian Cunningham were watching film of Caleb's practice from the week. Poles said that Caleb looks even better this week, and Cunningham said he knows he's playing. This gave me the chills a bit. The best players in the world are able to take their game to another level when the lights come on and when the games actually start. Sure, it's just preseason, but all signs point towards Caleb Williams being the absolute real deal. And then another really cool tidbit was Caleb Williams working with the referees and Matt Eberflus. It's absolutely insane the amount of detail and hard work that the quarterbacks and head coaches put in to familiarize themselves with the NFL's officiating crews. They go out of their way to get to know them and make things easier. I still cannot believe the NFL hasn't hired full-time referees yet. I'm really glad Hard Knocks included that little portion. Now on to Romo Dunze's Rhythm. A really hilarious segment from Rome. He sung Kiss Kiss by Chris Brown for his talent show performance. A hilarious segment that was one of the coolest moments from the show. There was another really awesome moment of Romo Dunn giving advice to some ninth graders, even quoting Kobe Bryant's "I never took a shot in a game that I didn't take 1,000 times in practice" quote. Odunze understands the preparation it takes and the work required to be great, but getting a chance to see him working with some youth, it was just really cool to see. I still cannot believe we got Romo Dunn. And then what about Ian Wheeler, the doctor? You guys know I dig deep on all these players, and I didn't even know this about Ian Wheeler. He's putting off medical school to pursue his dreams of playing in the NFL, and he still plans on attending medical school when his career is finished. Here's the hoping that Ian gets some time in the NFL before he goes on to medical school. It's a great story, and it shows some insight into a potential position battle between Ian Wheeler and Velus Jones Jr. at running back. Both guys can fly. Both guys can play special teams. Both scored touchdowns in Saturday's win over the Bills. Keep an eye out for this one, guys. Another segment they had that was really cool to see was Jalen Johnson versus Keenan Allen. Their battles have been a highlight of training camp. Our all-pro corner taking on a multiple all-pro wide receiver. Keenan Allen's one of the best in the game. Jalen Johnson is also one of the best in the game. Seeing these guys battle it out every single day is something special to witness. This episode featured a cool segment showing both players talk for a bit and had some highlights. It was really cool to see. And then you can't talk about this episode without bringing up DJ Moore's personality or his daughter. DJ continues to be one of my absolute favorite players on this roster. He's one of the best receivers in the league, but he also has one of the most down-to-earth and chill personalities that I've seen from an NFL player. He was mic'd up, and after catching a big first down and getting tackled, he yelled, "I love football! I love football!" while he was on the ground. His energy for this offense is contagious. And then you had to know they were going to feature DJ Moore's daughter. She's super cute. She said, "The Bills suck. Just wait until we play the Packers and he can get her to say the Packers suck." That's going to have fans going crazy. I had my daughter saying that when she was 3 years old. DJ's going down the same path. And then finally, I did hear some people complaining that they had trouble accessing this episode or that it wasn't available on time. Hopefully HBO can get that smoothed out before next week's episode. That was one benefit I had to traveling this week. I was able to watch Hard Knocks right at 8 p.m. as the hotel had HBO, but they better get the rest of these episodes out on time. I thought this episode featured more football, more behind-the-scenes stories, and more information, and overall it was a really great watch. I doubt they will be able to top the hype song from episode 1. Caleb Williams to the 90s Bulls intro music is just top notch, but I cannot wait for next week's episode. Thanks to everyone who watches. Please remember to hit that like button for me. Stay tuned. I have a ton more content on the way. And until next time, bear down.
2-minute offense. Jalen Johnson, Josh Blackwell, D-Rob, Javon Dexter, Zach Pickens, Kevin Byard, Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards. Who's that over there? 95 DeMarcus Walker. Got Braxton Jones, Tevin Jenkins, Coleman Shelton, Nate Davis, Darnell Wright, DeAndre Swift. It's command.